Morning. So it is April and spring is in full effect here in my zone 8B in Victorville, California. And I wanted to bring you guys along and show you what the garden looks like. Um, in my opinion, it's one of the most exciting, like the prettiest time of the year. Spring and fall are usually my favorite times of the year. But right now, everything is waking up. A lot of the deciduous trees are awake. Some of them are just waking up and leafing out and blooming. And so everything's growing. And yeah, everything's starting to look really lush and beautiful. So I'm going to just bring you guys along and show you some of my fruit trees that I have growing in my backyard. Yeah, I love fruit trees, so most of the stuff that I have growing are like fruiting trees, edible stuff, shrubs, bushes, trees. I do have some flowers, like the roses are really pretty right now. Look at that. They started blooming a few weeks ago. They bloom like that yellow and then kind of fade out into that creamy white. But that's the, so we do have some flowers, some ornamentals, but not a lot. I do love growing fruit trees and shrubs, and so that's what I mostly have in my backyard. And some nut trees, I think. So I will go ahead and yeah, just bring you guys along, let you see how the trees that I'm kind of pushing the grow zone, like the citras are doing, which they're doing really good, and you'll see right now. I'm very happy. But yeah, let me grab the camera. It's on my tripod, and then I will bring you guys along, and we can start right probably over there, and then like work our way this way. So we'll do that. Okay, so let's start back here. So in this little corner over here, it's kind of tucked in over here. So if you've seen some of my videos before, you're familiar with my yard. So right here in this little corner, I have a couple trees. I did have some fig trees on the concrete slab up against the house, but I just moved them, and I'll show you where and why. But I do need some other trees, maybe like some evergreens, maybe some like pines or something, but like more ornamental, because they get full afternoon sun, and I just didn't want the figs burning or getting too much wind. So I have a little fig tree over there. Oh, you guys, isn't that little birdhouse cute? I just painted that a few days ago, maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, not just recently. So I painted the little birdhouse. I purchased that little stand. I kind of drilled into the ground. And yeah, I'm kind of like into birds right now. So hopefully a little bird family makes a little nest right there. My kid loves it. My kids like it. My little one especially. So down here, I have a little seedling, I Cheng lemon. It did great. I need to clean some of this grass and yeah, clean it up a little bit around it. I Cheng lemon. I have that one that I thought was a my partner bought it. He purchased something and then they sent something different. Is a Col de Dame. He purchased a Col de Dame Blanc, and they sent us a Col de Dame Mutante, so like a mutated version of the Col de Dame. So it's stripy. It's really delicious. So I was not upset at all because of the mistake they did. I'm actually happy because it's delicious, and yeah, I don't mind at all. And it's leafed out. Let's see. It's leafed out. Hopefully I get some figs. I think last year I did make a tasting video. I think I got like 3 or 4. So maybe I get more this year. But it's right there. And I did move it. I had it, so as you can, like, here's this concrete slab. Let me see. Here's a concrete slab, and then there's a house. So I used to have the figs up against the house, like the side of the house, like that. A few, like a couple here and there. But it gets full afternoon sun, like it gets blasted with full afternoon sun this side of the house. And the wind also, like, so it's very windy. It's a very windy location, and then it's like a full sun location, full afternoon sun location. So I had some right there too. But yeah, so I moved them so to protect them from the wind and to protect them from like sunburn, just to see how they do this year, and then I'll compare how they did in previous years and how they're doing now. So that's what I did. So I don't have like nothing over there, so I do want some green on that side, like some potted plants on the concrete. So I want to get some nice big pots and put some ornamentals, like some evergreens, so that I can have nice green color year round. That's the plan. I haven't done that. I just haven't found the right pots and stuff like that. So right here we have a loquat. You've seen this before. It's a seedling, and it did not fruit. It did not flower. So it's never fruited. It is grown from seed. So yeah, we're gonna keep waiting. See that's what it looks like. And yeah, I don't know where the seed came from or like what variety it was. I purchased it online years ago. Like I said, I think it's like 7 years old, 6 years old. Hopefully next year, I'm always wishing for the next year to bloom. So maybe it'll be 2026, who knows? But it should bloom, and like it does bloom in winter. So like February, January should be blooming. So it did not bloom already. It's way too late. So it's not. Let's put it on new growth. It looks really pretty. I need to add some water. I need to add some water for the birds, but it looks really pretty. Right next to it is another seedling, and that is a yuzu. It's not blooming, but it does have a lot of new growth. So it's putting on a lot of little branches and leaves, so it's in full growing mode right now. See, it's putting off little stems down here, so I do want it to get a little bit more bushy, but it is getting pretty tall. So yuzu. And then this beautiful tree here, it looks really pretty this year. It did put on a beautiful bloom a few weeks ago, and that is my Shiro yellow plum. I didn't get any plums last year. I have harvested plums from this tree before. I don't know what happened last year. Sometimes it's a pest issue. Sometimes the tree just drops everything, watering, who knows. But it looks really good this year, and I'll keep you guys posted on how it does. It's a little piece of trash. I'll pick this up. And so yeah, I'll give you a close-up. It did bloom. It always blooms like really, really heavy and beautiful. And there's tons of little plums. You can see the little tiny plums, and it's covered in little plums. And it is very pretty. Really like how it's very round and open vase type look. But yeah, tons of little plums. The Shiro yellow plum. Normally the aphids would be attacking it by now. It doesn't look like it has a lot of aphids. Aphids love this tree. Don't know why, but I did notice a lot of larvae, like ladybug larvae, which they love aphids and they eat a whole bunch, so you want them in your garden. The ladybugs do too, but they don't eat as much as the larvae, because I guess they're trying to eat as much and they need a lot of food to like go through their metamorphosis type thing. But I did purchase ladybugs before as a type of organic pest control. But isn't that beautiful? Look at that beautiful, beautiful tree. Hopefully we get fruit. If not, I don't really mind. As long as it's a healthy tree and it stays beautiful. But yeah, I've had yellow plums before from this. There is a video where I did a harvest video, and I did get a nice little basket. So yeah, so this is like, if I get plums this year, it's just gonna be from this tree. I did lose my older Santa Rosa plum, so. And I do have 3 plum trees. This is the oldest one now. It used to be the Santa Rosa, but before it died. But I did purchase 2 small ones, and then this one's a couple years old. Don't remember exactly. But right down here, probably already noticed that it is a beautiful citrus tree. These trees were, they made it through winter unprotected, no frost claws, no lights, no nothing. It was a pretty mild winter, but it looks beautiful. So this is my Colomandan, and it is blooming. Now this thing was blooming throughout the year, throughout the winter. It blooms like year round, so it's not like a heavy bloom, but look at how pretty. It's very dark and looks very, very healthy, dark green. This is all new growth. Like, let me see. This is new growth. It's all tender, new growth. So it is getting on. It's getting pretty big and bushy, which I love. You can, oh, and it's, I mean, if you can smell this, it smells so beautiful. The perfume of citrus, just, it smells like heaven. It smells so good. You just gotta get a little close. But yeah, look, there's a lot of growth on this. You can see it's a very prolific, that's like all new growth right there. All these tips are new, so quite a bit, like 4 inches, 3 inches. We'll see how much it grows. It is at the same time blooming. And it does have fruit already that it did set over the winter, which I was telling you guys about, which is, yeah, pretty cool. This is a good one. It's doing, I would say this is probably the best performing citrus tree I have. I'm gonna say this one. Along with that one, but it's just more thin. It just tends to be more thin. It's not as lush as this one. It's just more thin, more sparse, more thorny, just different, but very hardy. Very hardy. This one's just very luscious and beautiful. Both hardy. But anyways, that's that little corner. Okay, so let's go this way. And there's, yeah, so this way. So this is where I moved to the figs, but look at the size difference of the fig leaf. Like the Corydaon mutante, the leaves are a lot smaller. But look at these leaves, are huge. And because it does have huge leaves, when it was down like here up against the house, getting that crazy wind, which we get crazy winds here, the leaves would not look so pretty. Like they'd get torn up, beat up by the wind. And then the sun would burn them. So it didn't look that pretty. So I wanted to look more pretty, so I tucked it in here. So I'm hoping the shed will serve as a windbreak, and also it shouldn't get so beat up by the afternoon sun, especially right underneath the canopy of the pistachio. So this is a pistachio, and that is the female. It's a big one. It's above the shed now, so it's probably as tall as the shed, like the peak. Let me show you. And right next to it is the male, because it needs a pollinator. It's not so fertile. It's covered in flowers, and it's leafy now. It's got, these are the new leaves, the new growth. It does grow very fast. It's a very fast growing tree. It grows a couple of feet, like 1 to 3 feet maybe. Because look at this growth already. That's like 6 inches, 7 inches. And it's just, spring just started. And these are like these spikes of blue. These are the flowers. And they're everywhere. See, like little spikes. I don't know what you call them. I don't know what the scientific term for that is, but it's like a little cluster, little clusters. This one, I don't see it blooming, so I don't know if it'll get pollinated. I haven't had any good fruit, but anyways, that is my beautiful pistachio, female pistachio. I don't remember the variety. That's the male. The beautiful fig tree looking beautiful. That is a what is this, a blackjack? Let's get down here. Look at that, with that sun underneath. Look at this huge leaf. Look at my hand. See how big that is? That's huge. And you can see the leaf shape too. This is a, what is this? This is a Violet de Bordeaux, and it's one of my favorites. What is that? Hopefully that's just water or something. I hope that it doesn't have a bug. It doesn't feel sticky. I'll have to see. Take care of that. But this is I think this is my favorite. Yeah, out of the three. Well, I don't know. It used to be my favorite. Now the Coldedom Mutante might be my favorite because it's so good. But see how it's like narrow and long and smaller, or just different shape. Like this one's bigger, but it's got those deep ridges in here. 1, 2, 3, and then this one's more fuller. But yeah, different varieties, different leaf shapes. Let's go through. Here we have it's putting on some new growth. Yay! This one's a little bit slow. It doesn't have tons of growth, but it's starting. New growth right there. And this is a kumquat, Endogami kumquat. Did great right here. It's very small. I'm hoping it's not on dwarf rootstock. I've been thinking that it's on dwarf rootstock because I haven't got it to grow pretty big. Like if you saw the Colomondan, the one that we just saw before, the real round, luscious one, that's the Colomondan. Yep, we'll see. That one's putting on some little growth. So that is the male, that is the female pistachio. And then I have a little citrus seedling down here, which I need to clean up here. A lot of this grass is seasonal ryegrass, so it's gonna die back, and the Bermuda should take over. I see a whole bunch of little new shoots, little growth, so it's growing. Made it through winter again, unprotected. It does look doesn't look great, but it's fine for being a seedling, like a 1-year-old, 2-year-old seedling, unprotected in my zone 8B. That's really good. And check this out, guys. This is my pawpaw. Let me back up. This is the pawpaw. And I put a cage because when they're really small, my kids like to come out here and play basketball. There's a court over there, and the ball is always like smashing my little baby trees and killing them, or it has a potential. So I put the cage so it kind of, protects it. It'll hit the cage before it hits the tree. But that's the pawpaw, and it's blooming. I only have one, so I need to get another. But I got flowers. I don't know. Let's see. Is it focusing? What is it focusing on? But look, that is a flower. That is a pawpaw flower. I've never tasted the fruit. I'm very, very interested in tasting this fruit. Though that's a flower, and I think that's another flower right behind it. I think that's another flower. There is tip growth like leaves. See, that is green, so it is about to leaf out. I can't remember, guys, the variety, but I do know, but I just can't remember it, so I will let you guys know in another video, or I'm sure I've mentioned it before. Sorry, I just cannot remember. But that is my pawpaw. And then right there we have a pomegranate that is pink satin. All the new growth is like red, orangey, so pomegranate. I gave my tree a haircut, like I trimmed it. It is a quince. Let me see. So pomegranate, quince. It was a little bit bigger, a little bit more wider. So I did prune it, so hopefully it does branch out, leaf out, get fuller. But I do have blooms. I always get quince fruit from this. It's really pretty, the flowers. Oh, we already have fruit. This has fruit set. So there you have it. It always sets fruit. I have to thin it. Doesn't have a huge canopy. It's a small tree to begin with. It's not like a huge tree. It's naturally small. But yeah, we have fruit. So we'll probably have quince. Pretty reliable. We might have plums. So those 2 trees have already set fruit. This palm does have a bloom.
it's about to bloom that hasn't opened, and there's another one back here. See, so it is going to bloom, so we'll see. I might let it hold on fruit. It's still kind of small. Then right over there, look at those blooms. That is a crab apple, and that is the Whitney crab apple. I did some pruning, so I did open up the center, and I left 3 main branches. 1, 2, 3. So it is gonna get bushier as the season goes on, and it grows new stems, and then I prune in the winter. So I did prune it up here for height, and then I opened up the center. So this is what it's looking like. But you can imagine when this is really, really full, that it's just so beautiful because of it's super ornamental. Look at these blooms. Like so full and double petaled. And when they bloom together, they create like this cluster. Let me see, it's not focusing. Start off pink and then open up and then fade into a beautiful white. The Whitney crab apple. It's blooming right now, and it's my pollinator for my Arkansas Black, and my Arkansas Black is not blooming, it's just barely waking up. And so I don't know, hopefully the blooms last a long time, long enough to pollinate that apple. If not, we won't get any apples. And I didn't get rid of the apple tree. See, I did some pruning. I lifted the canopy up a little bit. That's just my personal preference. I like a higher canopy. I know a lot of people like a short canopy, shorter, so that they can reach the fruit. I'm going more for aesthetic than fruit because I get way too much fruit and I can't consume it all. Plus, I'm still able to reach the fruit. I'm pretty tall and I can get a ladder, and yeah, but I did prune it. So I was thinking of removing it, but I did not. I just couldn't do it. So if it dies, then fine, I'll get it out. But if it's still alive, I just can't just kill it. So I'm gonna let it continue to grow. So that is my Arkansas Black. Right over there, that green one, that is a hybrid, and that is a Citrange. I grew this one from seed. It just grew really, really fast. It's got a lot of new shoots. It's another one that's not very full, kind of like the trifoliate, one of the parents, the trifoliata. It's very thorny and kind of, you can see like it's not really, really full and dense. It's got this like pattern of like growing stem, so you can see a lot of the stem, and then like stem, leaf, leaf, stem, leaf, leaf. Not like thick, super thick and luscious. But it's pretty because it's evergreen, and it's cool to have because in this area I do struggle with growing citrus. It's not super easy, even though I'm in California, but I am in the desert. So there's that bumblebee. I have the pineapple guava, looking pretty. No blooms, and I haven't had any fruit. And then we have the Manzanillo olive, also looking very pretty. It's above the wall now. I do want it to get nice and big, so it can also be a shade tree. I need shade in the desert, so I am gonna let it get big, nice and tall and wide, and yeah. But there it goes. It's a very pretty color. It's got a blue hue to it, greenish blue, silvery color. Very pretty. I think it is putting on new growth. It might bloom. We'll see if we get olives. And then this is a silverberry, a little silverberry, and the berries are speckled like silvery, and they're red. So I think that's where it gets its name. It does have a big seed. The birds love it. I like the fruit. It tastes good, but there's just not much flesh. There's not much fruit. It's got a big seed, but they remind me like little Tic Tacs. They're like the size of a Tic Tac or maybe a little bit bigger. And they have a little bit of flesh. They're juicy and good, and they have a big seed in the center. So it's a cool little, evergreen ornamental, and you do get a little edible berry. So I don't have a lot of ornamentals I mean, I don't have a lot of ornamentals, yes, but I don't have a lot of evergreens to choose from that also produce something edible. So this one's a cool one. And it is a nitrogen fixer. So it is good to have in your garden because it'll fix nitrogen in the ground. It's a nitrogen fixer, so the silverberry. And so this is what the yard looks like right now. And I'm standing where a beautiful persimmon used to be. It's no longer here, guys. I don't even know what happened. I just know it just didn't wake up. And I'm like, why is it taking so long for it to wake up? Because I remember that it would wake up pretty early. Like, it wasn't one of the last ones to wake up. And it was the Fuyu persimmon. I did, when it started producing, it was very consistent, like year after year. Even last year, I had a nice harvest. I did harvest in the fall, and it went to sleep, and it just never woke up. Like a few days ago, I took it out. I took out my chainsaw and I took it out. I started pruning the branches to see if there was any green, like the cambium layer, see if I would see any green. I did a little scratch. It was brittle. It was bone dry, just dry. And I kept cutting back and see if I would find something pliable and alive, anything green. No, it was dry, down to the ground, dry, bone dry. Dead, nothing came out, no green, never woke up. It went to sleep and it just never woke up. It's strange, very, very strange. I don't know. If you guys have seen my videos or you're familiar with my channel, like, you know that, like, I always recommended this tree because it never had any issues with pest. It never had any issues with like a disease. And it was just a really good tree. Like, my only complaint was that it didn't hold up really well up against the wind, so the leaves would get beat up. But that was just cosmetic, and it was just looks like it wouldn't look so pretty because the winds would pick up really heavy, and because it's so luscious and has big leaves, it would get caught and the leaves would tear. So that was it. Other than that, like, no disease, no pests, no nothing. Like, aphids wouldn't even touch it. So I don't know, it's gone. It happens. Like, trees die, they don't live forever. So I've moved on. I'm okay, and I will keep growing. And I don't know if I will get another persimmon, but as of right now, I don't have a persimmon in the backyard. So we'll see. I might grow it again because it was our favorite. I think it was one of our favorites. I loved it. My husband loved it. My kids love it. So here, I'll give you a close-up of the Arkansas Black. But yeah, that's it. It was right there. It's no longer there. See? It used to be there and beautiful. So I got to put something there. I might do an evergreen, just to kind of give me some privacy from, like, houses that have 2-story homes and stuff like that. Okay, so let's keep going. The Arkansas Black is waking up. I don't see flowers yet, so hopefully it blooms soon. I think those are going to be flowers, because if it doesn't bloom soon, the pollinator won't have any flowers, and then they won't cross-pollinate, and then you won't get apples. So yeah, so let me show you what the yard looks like. So that was that little corner right there, and then we'll just walk over there. That's the rest. Okay, so in this little corner we have rosemary, and then like some sort of daisy, African daisy in the corner. I just put it there. Hopefully that gets nice and bushy and kind of creates like a little hedge to cover the chain link fence. It's kind of what I'm trying to do. Right over here we have another plum tree. This is pretty new. I think this is its 2nd year. It is a European variety, and it is called the Marabelle Nancy Plum. Marabelle de Nancy Plum. It did bloom, and I have another European plum way back there, and that is a green gage, so they should pollinate each other because they do need a pollinator. yeah, I'm working on its shape because it's kind of leaning towards my left. So I did have another branch here, but I pruned it and then I kind of straightened the trunk. So that is my other plum tree. I have 3. This needs water, guys. Oh my goodness. Forgot to water. That is dry. I'm going to water right after this video. That is my dwarf ever-bearing black mulberry, rosemary, a grapevine. Oops. A grapevine. I think it's the ruby something seedless. It's a red grape. You guys, this one I am so happy with. For years it kind of just sat there, but I think it was focusing on root growth and branches and stems. When my other one, so it's a yuzu, when my sudachi was performing right off the back as soon as it went in the ground, this one was kind of sitting. And right now, sudachi, which was performing very well, doesn't look good at all. And this looks amazing. So let's bring you closer. Look at the blooms on this. The bloom set. OMG, look at this. I think I'm finally gonna get some fruit. If I don't, I would be surprised, but it could happen. But it looks wonderful. It made it through winter just fine. All of this is new growth. Look at all this new growth. It's branching out even more. It's very bushy. Yeah, there's lots and lots of flowers. So hopefully I get a nice little harvest of sudachi. Now this is not a seedling. I have 2. I showed you the first one. It was a seedling. This is my second sudachi. My second yuzu. I'm sorry. The first one was a yuzu seedling, and this is a grafted one I purchased. I don't know what rootstock it's on, but I think it's semi-dwarf rootstock. But look how pretty. How pretty. The other one's a lot taller, maybe because it's on its own roots. But it made it through winter just fine with just a little bit of yellowing. But look at all the new growth. There's tons of new growth. Look at this, is all new. Look at all the blooms. Hi, Forest. Forest. Hi. Hi, Forest. That's Forest. So yeah, I'm very, very, very happy with this. The yuzu. I got a new tree in there that is an African sumac. I want a lot more shade for the dogs. And then just a little ornamental, some autumn sage. I'm trying to create a little border, like a little hedge. So autumn sage, the citrus. That is a California native rose. It's very small. Hopefully this gets really big. A little wild native rose. Right above us, we have a beautiful, oh, I don't want this. I'm gonna take those off. I don't want it branching down so low at the bottom. This is a apricot tree, and it did have a pretty bloom. That is my apricot tree, and right back there is the African sumac, and that is new. I hope it grows, because before that I had an Indian hawthorn and it died. Both of them just died. Dry, same thing, dried up. So that's how big the tree is. It did have a pretty bloom a few weeks ago, and now it's got fruit. It's got little apricots. So we have apricots. This is one of the original trees that I planted. When I first bought this house, there was nothing here, like nothing green. It was the patio, concrete, and then this whole yard was pink rocks with nothing growing, just pink rocks, and that was it. So I've planted, everything growing here has been planted by me. The only thing that was growing in this house was that huge pine tree, which I'm happy for because it gives shade. But other than that, that was it. There was nothing growing. They had covered it with rocks and plastic, and then they put rocks on top. which was a nightmare to get rid of, and I needed to grow, so I needed to get rid of all those pink rocks. But yeah, so this is when I first planted 4 trees. It was this apricot that was like 2012, and I didn't plant it like the very first day I moved in, but I bought the house in 2012, and I planted this tree. And I planted a peach, and I don't remember the variety, but it's in a lot of my videos, and I no longer have it. And I planted a Santa Rosa plum. So an apricot, a peach tree, and a plum tree. And then a few weeks later, I planted the persimmon right over there. So I had 4 trees. They were all deciduous. I didn't do a lot of planting, and kind of wish they would have been evergreens, but anyways, that's what I had. And then my first one to die was the plum. And then last year I lost the peach tree, and like just a few weeks ago I got over winter I lost the persimmon. Like I lost 3 out of the 4, and this one's still here looking beautiful, and I hope I have it forever, for a long time, or as long as possible. The persimmon, I'm very surprised, because that should have been a very long-lived tree. Persimmons are very long-lived. The stone fruit in the rose family, they're not very long-lived, like the peach tree, and the plum probably should have been longer lived. The peach, they don't tend to be very, very, very long-lived. But anyways, let me get back on track. I still have this. I still don't have a lot of problems with it. Sometimes it gets a little bit of aphids. Other than that, it produces apricots year after year. It provides some shade, and it's very pretty. I have some Mexican lavender. I think it's Mexican lavender. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think it's Mexican lavender. This is my David Austin rose. It looks a lot better than the first year it went in the ground. It's more luscious. I do have some buds that might open and bloom. We have ladybug larvae, because they do get attacked by aphids, which is why the ladybugs and the ladybug larvae love them. Let's see if you can see this. Is it gonna focus? Right on the bud, there's 2 ladybug larvae. They're black and they have little dots. And see, this one has aphids. So they're eating them. So they're just my little gardeners. Look at this one. It's crawling up. Is it focusing? Let me see. That is a ladybug larvae that is moving. It's black and has little orange or red tips. And it's eating I think those are the cocoons. I think those are turning into ladybugs. I'm not sure. But anyways, I haven't done much. I was worried about how much aphids they had, but these little guys have been working, and they've been getting rid of the aphids. So that's why I like having them in the garden. I love having the larvae, especially because they eat like double or triple what the ladybug eats, as far as like little bad insects like aphids. And I like the praying mantis. Hi, Forest. I love the praying mantis, and I love the lace swing little flying things. Those eat bad bugs too. So those 3 are the good bugs. Right after the David Austin rose, I have a little grape. That one just went in like 2 weeks ago, and that just went into, that is a rock rose. They do good here. I know they do good here because I've seen them in the landscape, and I think it blooms it almost looks like a single petaled rose, but it's pink. I think it's the pink variety. Ornamental, so that hopefully it gets nice and full and kind of creates this pretty hedge. Right here, this is going to be beautiful in a few weeks. That is a desert willow leafing out. It started to leaf out, and I have two right next, 2 of them. It is like a burgundy color, like a magenta pinkish burgundy. That is a desert willow. It's starting to leaf out, and then in a few weeks or days it'll bloom, and then it'll bloom throughout like the summer and like into late summer. right behind it is the jujube, and it has a pretty nice canopy, and it does provide some shade for my dogs. It's just, I think it's the last one to wake up. That one and the crab and the Arkansas black. But it is awake. Like if you see at the very top, you see like little green growth. You see that? That's green. Little green growth. So it's starting to leaf out and branch out. It's awake. It's awake. And then right here is the entrance to my dog run. You know, and on each side we have the desert willows. Oh, sorry, I skipped one. Skipped one. A fig tree. This is a green fig. It's an Iranian green fig, and I don't remember the name, guys, but it's from Iran, and it's green, and I haven't got figs. It is in the ground, and it's been, I think it's going on its 3rd year. Haven't had figs, so maybe this will be the year. Look at that purple color of that Mexican lavender. It looks so pretty. Let's see if it zoom in. I'll bring you guys in closer. I have another fig here. This was an unknown variety. It was just a cutting I got from somewhere in Pomona, California, close to my uncle's house. So we have the other one there, desert willow. It's awake. Another rock rose, and then another grape. This is the blueberry grape. Some sort of, the name is like blueberry. It does grow up. I'm training it to like have a single, almost like a trunk. And then once it gets to the top of the rail, I'm going to have it, I'm gonna bend it and tie it so it can run against the top rail. I have not done that yet, but like this. Once this gets harder, I'm going to bend it and tie it. I don't want to do it now because it's very green and it can just snip. It needs to harden. But I think that's a little cluster of grapes. Calm down, Forrest. I have another David Austin rose. That's Tara. Hey, calm down, Forrest. What happened? Calm down. Why are you so excited? Another David Austin rose. And this beautiful, isn't that beautiful, that color that it brings to the backyard? The lavender. I think it's the Mexican lavender. And then I have another tree right there, another African sumac. This is kind of new. This is its 2nd year. It went into the ground last spring. So, last spring. So it's going on its 2nd year. So it's like 1 full year in the ground, I think. But it is a pear tree. I never had a pear tree before. So it's growing. It's the Kiefer pear. I think it's a cross between a European and an Asian pear. And I put it where my old Santa Rosa plum used to be. So my Santa Rosa plum used to be right there. And now we have a pear tree in its place. So yeah, these are doubles. So this little section right here just mirrors that section over there. So the center door, and then that, whatever I have growing up against that chain link fence, I have growing up against here. So it's just a mirror. It just mirrors that. So it's rock rose, grape rose, David Austin rose, lavender, a wild native rose, and sage, the autumn sage, and then a citrus. See, this one doesn't look as beautiful, but this is the Sudachi. It's what it looks like now. It looks a lot better than it did a few weeks ago. It was like sticks. It looked like a deciduous tree. It looked terrible. It's the worst it's ever looked. But it's leafing out, it's coming back, and I'm removing all the blooms. I am not letting it set any fruit. I think that's what caused it to look so bad. Because it had fruit so late in the season. It didn't have time to harden, like to prepare for winter. Isn't that pretty? That autumn sage. There's the other little rose forest. Don't be digging. Not there. Dig somewhere else. Hi. And then here is my, so here's the sudachi. I'm glad it's leafy now. It was just sticks. It still doesn't look that great, but that is a sudachi. Let's see. And then I have another dwarf everbearing blackberry, which I have to water. I can tell. I have to water both. And then here we have a plum tree. And this is a green gage. Green gage. I'm pretty sure it's another European. Oh, wait. It's not a green gage. It's a Reynie Claude Doré, which I'm probably pronouncing really wrong. Reynie Claude Doré. But it's a green one. I think it's a green plum. It is European. It had like 3 blooms, 3 flowers, 1, 2, 3, and there's little plums. I don't think it's gonna hold on to them. I think they're gonna fall. But it wouldn't surprise me if it does hold on to them because we do have the pollinator over there. So then right over here, right in this area, I used to have a nice big peach tree. And I do have a seedling. I planted the seedling right in its place. It came from that tree. So it's one of its babies. And then we have, again, it's mirrored the other side. So we have lavender, not lavender, rosemary, and like an African daisy in the corner. Hopefully they get big. So you can imagine it should like kind of hedge that dog run. Here's my peach seedling. So I still have a peach tree, but it'll probably be years before this produces peaches. I don't know how long it takes for them to produce from seed. But I did love peaches. I still love peaches. And I might just get another grafted variety to have more and to have fruit sooner. Another grape right there. And I don't know what variety this is, but it's like a American variety. I think it's Niagara. It's a green one. It's a seeded variety, so I think it's Niagara. But here's the trunk. Hi, Forest. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. You're a pretty doggy. So this is the Niagara grape. And I need to water this, guys. It should be having fruit. I don't know if I'll get fruit this year. I've been slacking on the water. Here is a what is this? Trifoliata. I moved it. It's not like a, it's like a related to citrus. It's very cold hardy. Here's another pineapple guava. It doesn't look as good as the other one. Hopefully I've been giving it fertilizer and organic stuff and seaweed, and hopefully it bounces back. Oh yeah, I see like a little growth right there. Okay, that's good. I don't want it to die. I'm scared. I need an evergreen over here. And I have cactus. Cactus in this corner. Right there. So hopefully those get nice and big, as tall as the wall. And we like to eat those. Those are really good. As little baby pads. You eat the baby pads. Well, you can eat the whole thing, but the baby pads are the fresher, young growth is tastier. And I love them. Love them with lots of different dishes. Mexican food is just really good. Anyways, so we'll have some food there. And this is what the yard looks like from here. So there's like my big dog run. And then right over here we have a pomegranate tree. And it looks beautiful. It's leafed out and it's setting blooms. It's got a nice little rounded shape, almost like a lollipop type look shape to it. And then that's another native. That's sage. I think that's like white sage. It smells good. I think it's gonna try to bloom. I think these are blooming spikes. It's very silvery, very white, silvery green. The palm looks great. And then right over there, I have my little citrus row tucked in between a block wall and my garage. And they're doing wonderful. Two of them were over here doing terrible. And right after I moved them, I started feeding them and organic fertilizer. And I'll show you guys what I'm doing. They look great. They put on a lot of new growth. I gotta get rid of this. It bothers me, but it's super heavy. But this is what the yard looks like over here. I love just like listening to the birds. I'm laying on that hammock. It's so peaceful. My kids are still asleep. I love to wake up early and come out here and do my garden. It's just peaceful. And then I have to go inside, and then by then my kids will be awake. And then it's like loud all day long. But yeah, but like over here, so I'll show you the citrus trees. They're blooming. This is a Valencia orange. It did good back here, and these are more cold sensitive, which is why they're back here. The cold hardier stuff are out there in the yard. The more cold sensitive stuff are wedged in here. They get morning sun, full afternoon shade, a little bit of morning sun, like you can see the shadow. They're still in shade, and it is like 7 o'clock, I think. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, getting close to 8 o'clock. So they'll be in sun around 8 or 9, and then they'll be in shade again later. So I don't know, hopefully they get enough sun, but they're growing, like they're doing good. They like it. Very green, new leaves, blooms, lots of blooms. I don't want this little tree to hold oranges though, so I will probably get rid of them if they set. It's very small still. Then we have, this one was a transplant. I transplanted this a few weeks ago and it's looking so much better. This is my Owari Satsuma. It was looking terrible over there. It was getting full afternoon sun and it was burned. It was burnt. And here it gets no afternoon sun, a little bit of morning sun. So it's gonna like it here. New leaves, and it's even blooming. And so I did an organic fertilizer, and then I've been doing like weekly seaweed, organic seaweed extract. It's like a liquid, and I've been doing that like weekly. You do like a teaspoon or tablespoon, and you dilute it in like 1 gallon of water. And I've been doing that like weekly. So they look pretty dark green. They look pretty healthy. And see, I didn't even think it was gonna bloom. I was like, I just want you to leaf out and get nice and healthy again. But it's trying to bloom. I've had citrus from this before. It's always, when it was in the container, it looked really well. Then I put it in the ground and it looked really bad. So location is very important. The location that I decided to put, the location I chose was a bad location. Bad for citrus, I should have known. So this is a Bear's Lime. Looking pretty. This is all new growth. I think I did a video like not that long ago, like a few weeks ago, giving you guys a citrus update like after winter, and they did not look like this. It is April 12th now, and look at these luscious leaves. So whatever I'm doing right. And I think there's a bloom. I did get 1 citrus last year, 1 Bear's Lime. It was good. There's a bloom there, and I think there's another couple blooms here. So I might get another 1 or 2. I don't want it holding a lot, it's very small. So, and then here I have a blood orange. This looked really bad too. It was very close to the Owari Satsuma Mandarin. I'm out here making a video. Do you need me for something? I'm almost done. Okay. And it looked terrible. It also got burned, but now it looks beautiful. All this is new growth, new leaves. Hopefully, yeah, it looks wonderful now. So it likes this location, and I knew it would. I knew it would. it's starting to bloom. I was not expecting for it to bloom. I need to tip that off. But yeah, it looks way better, doesn't it? You can see the difference, like just in the other video that I uploaded a few weeks ago. Look at that looks really, really, really good. They're doing so good. They're doing so good. This one's the best looking one. It is beyond luscious. Look at this luscious growth. Dark green, leafy green. It's got blooms, and this is so that's a blood orange. That's a Moro blood orange, and this is a navel orange, just the regular orange navel. It's a navel. I wish I would have got the pink navel, because then I would have had pink citrus, maybe one day. So I got a Valencia, which is orange, and I got a navel, which is orange. I should have got the pink one. Oh well. But look, here's a little cluster of blooms, and it looks so good. It looks so good. And they were here. This one was here all winter. Did great, unprotected. And I mean, it is in between these two walls, but it did great. I didn't have to cover it. This one's only been here for a few weeks, and it's doing great. It did terrible out there in the yard. This one was here. This one's the most cold sensitive. This one did suffer just a little bit. It did have a little bit of stem damage and leaf damage, but it is a lime, so it is very cold sensitive. So we'll keep an eye out on that, but right now it's looking great. So yeah, so this is my little citrus alley or whatever. And I'm gonna just keep pruning them so that we get horizontal growth and not so, yeah, horizontal and then vertical, and then stuff that comes out into my little pathway. I need to keep this clean, so I'll prune that off. So I'll strategically prune so they can grow nicely kept. So yeah, there they are. I have this little gate here. I can close it if I wanted to. So it's just literally locked and wedged in there, and I gotta get rid of that. But so that's it. The citrus trees in the front are doing really well. The key lime, lots of growth. It did well, and it has key limes already. It has little baby fruit, because that's another one that blooms year round and produces year round. The key lime, and so does the Calamandan. And then the Meyer lemons, I have two, and all three of them in the front are dwarfs, are on dwarf rootstock. So the Meyer lemons look good. They have a nice bloom right now, very pretty bloom, and we'll see if it holds. Last fall, early winter, I did harvest. I did do a little harvest video. I think I got like a couple lemons. One of them didn't, so we'll see what it does this year. But yeah, that is it. All right, yep, it's a long video. But oh, look at that little bird. I have a little birdhouse for you. Go nest in it. Oh. Hopefully they nest in that birdhouse. So yeah, so that's it. I will make another video as time goes on, and it'll probably be in, I don't know if it'll still be spring, but maybe in the summer, which is, hopefully it's not too bad. It's probably gonna be bad, but yeah, I'll do another one in the summer. Okay. Ooh, these are gonna open. This rose is ahead of the David Austin roses. This one's already been blooming for a few weeks. Yeah, pretty roses. All right, I will see you in the next video. I think I showed you guys everything that is growing in the yard. So, bye.